In Kibbutz near Oz on the Israel-Gaza border, there are few signs of life. A once vibrant community still in ruins after the devastation of 1 year ago. Of the 416 people in the kibbutz that day, 117 were murdered or abducted, including Yelena Trofanov, who was dragged from her home, separated from her family and taken hostage by Hamas.
בזמן הזה לא ידעתי כלום ושום דבר, מה קרה לאף אחד מהמשפחה. אחרי שבועיים, כשהתחילו הפגזות כבדות, הולידו אותנו למנהרות.
Yelena was freed after 54 days in captivity during a short-lived ceasefire, and only then did she learn the fate of her family.
התחלתי לשאול מה עם ויטלי ומה עם סשה, ואז אמרו לי סשה חטוף בעזה, היה פצוע וחטוף, וויטלי נרצח באותו יום.
Yelena now returns to the kibbutz twice a week to feed the cats, a job that was previously her husband's, though a year on she hasn't begun to process her ordeal.
לא התאבלתי ולא שום דבר וכלום, לא חושבת על זה, משתדלת לא לחשוב על זה, וזהו, בינתיים אני מתעסקת רק עם החזרה של הבן שלי, בעזרת השם בריא ושלם, אחרי שהוא חוזר אז אני כבר...
That was your father's house?
Yeah.
Ron Bahat is one of the few residents who wants to return to live here. But as he shows us around, it's clear nearly every household has been affected.
Roy Munder, we found him dead here. Yeah, he was murdered there. They murdered side here. Zalman, they murdered him, his body is still there. That's the house of Carmela Dan. When the army found her body between the kibbutz and the Gaza Strip.
Few families say they will ever live here again.
Yeah, that's the safe one. For some people, this wound is so deep it will never heal. And that's understandable. The only true win for us is to make this place bigger, stronger, nicer, and more accurate. That's the only win. Because if we not rebuild this place, they won't. And we cannot let it happen.
Wandering around here, you kind of get the sense that time has stood still. And speaking to some of the residents from here, they say it kind of has, because although the days are literally ticking forward, they feel their lives are stuck in October 7. Their loved ones are still being held captive inside Gaza, or they're buried in temporary graves. They don't have a permanent home to live in. So although a year has passed, the pain and grief is still incredibly raw.
Rebuilding is likely to take years, and the physical closeness to Gaza will never change. From the rooftop of a safe room, we look straight into the Gazan town of Huza, just 1.5 kilometres away. This is what Huza looks like now. Israel's devastating response to October 7 began immediately and has rarely let up since, leaving cities in ruins and tens of thousands of civilians dead. On this side of the fence, grief and pain are also part of daily existence. Just weeks ago, 11 members of Abdallah al-Qara's family were killed in an Israeli airstrike.
كانت أختي هون بنات أخويا اثنتين كانوا نايمين هون في الصالة. هاي الصاروخ اجى نزل هيك عليهم وطلعوا من غاد من الشقة الثانية. أشلاء طلعوا طبعا كلهم توفوا. كان هنا ابن أخويا وزوجته وأولاده برضه هم هنا برضه توفوا طلعوا برا هيك في الشارع. كلهم في البيت.
The war inside Gaza is one of the most destructive, deadly and intractable conflicts of the 21st century, and civilians are overwhelmingly bearing the burden, displaced, hungry, wounded and scared.
والله شعور بالخوف دائما ما فيش سلام يعني في أي لحظة ممكن تنقص في أي لحظة ممكن تجيك شظية في أي لحظة ممكن تجيك حاجة فاهم؟ من ما فيش امان، يعني لا في شارع ولا في سوق ولا في محل ولا خلص.
In this town so close to Israel, there's no thought yet of rebuilding. People here are just trying to stay alive, like Ibrahim Al-Garara, who's harvesting dates for his family, currently one of their only sources of food.
الحرب كما تعلم كلها يعني دمار وخراب وويلات وقتل وإصابات ولا شيء جيد في الحرب. عانينا الكثير يعني من بداية أول يوم لحد هذا اليوم ونحن نعاني كل يوم معاناة.
Suffering is a theme that permeates this region. But in these two communities opposite each other, separated by just a border fence, there is another thread of commonality.
ليش احنا ما نعيش؟ فهذه الأرض أرض سلام. على مدار التاريخ هذا أرض سلام. نعيش معاهم بسلام ويعيشوا معنا بسلام.
No doubt that in one stage we will have a peace with them, because in the end people are people and they want to have a good life, so peace is the only solution in the end.
A plea for the future from those whose lives have been ripped apart. Alison Horn, ABC News in southern Israel.